Дальше продолжим. Сверху. Вот тут. Так. Это убежище? Нет. У меня такое чувство, что я тут была уже. Я здесь находила письмо. Как можно просто нажать F, чтобы он набросился и выпил кровь без оглушения? Или так нельзя? Оглушение, оглушение. Везде эти свечи стоят. Закрыто. Придется найти другой путь на этот район. Супер. Блять. Да дайте мне сожрать. Надо сзади как-то это сделать, что ли? О. Просто эта штука мне нужна. Так. Открыть с другой стороны. Может, тут можно? Чё это? Хорошая двухстволка. Ну, мне походу туда.
This is Braille.
Текст по Брайлю. Непрочитанный текст запишешь в Брайле латиница, наоборот, только название средства слепоты. Что это? Нет, я ничего не находила. Да, камера здесь вообще идеальная. Пока просто так бегаю, смотрю всякое. Бать. Пришел. Волчок. Жесть! Это ульта у него такая? Ладно. Мне куда-то наверх надо. Туда. Найти проход сквозь карантинные заражения. Мне кажется, где-то через сад надо это искать.
I think this passage could lead me close to Aloysius Dawson's mansion.
Какой проход? Вот этот проход? Бля. Я хочу его укусить. Блять. Ну, не получается его укусить. Блять. Пиздец. Да, блять, ебучие тени. Что это за хуйня? Я сейчас сдохну нахуй. Все. Блин, что так сложно? Походу этот проход. Наверное. Меня тут сейчас просто, наверное, съедят. Там какой-то труп лежит.
It's locked, all right.
Вон там. Кто это? Да чё? Почему они меня пытаются убить? Это обезьяна. Я ее не выбью. Ебать, еще и тень свою. Блин, надо сменить оружие, короче. У меня нет выносливости. Ой. Блять! Поймал. А я так умею делать? У меня будет такой навык? Какие-то, блядь, эти обезьяны тут лазят, как будто это какая-то ловушка. Туда? Нет, не туда. Или туда. Да. Меня зовут Роберт Тидсдейл. Тому, кто найдет это сообщение, пожалуйста, помогите мне. Несколько дней назад исчезла моя дочь, Луиза. Последний раз ее видели в местном баре, не в том, в котором она работает официанткой, а в другом, танцующей форели. 2 свидетеля видели, как она ушла оттуда с неизвестным мужчиной, возможно, иностранцем. По округу ходит много слухов о том, что здесь попадают люди. Я убежден, что кто-то похитил Луизу и сейчас держит ее где-то неподалеку. Я знаю, что полиция мне не поможет, ведь у нее сейчас более важные дела, поэтому я решил сам искать ее. Если вы найдете это письмо, знайте, что мне удалось ее спасти. Луиза хорошая девушка, она не заслуживает подобной участи. У нее среднее телосложение, темные волосы и шрам на правой щеке. Пожалуйста, найдите ее. Завершите мою работу. Да. Кто такая Луиза? Я что-то не помню. Что я здесь вообще делаю, блядь? Куда мне идти?
It's locked.
Опять какие-то вентили, головоломки. Начинается.
It's locked, all right.
Найти Луизу Тисдейл.
It's locked.
Три вентиля. В каком-то определенном порядке надо их, да? Покрутить. О, что-то. Не знаю никакую Катю Черкасову. Надо, короче, мост поднять или что? Во. Что там? Блять, вот теперь мне нужен, мне нужно оглушение. Поглощение крови. Двуручно. Так похуй. Да они не глушаются, они уже 30-го, блядь, уровня. Чё такая слабая? Блядь. Да. Это засада, блин, с этими скалями. А зачем я сюда пришла? Нафига? Это просто так? Комната, что ли? Странно, нашел у тебя в друзьях ее. Не знаю. Я никого не добавляла. Дверь отперта. Так и чё толку? Куда идти? Блядь. Тут вода уже. Все понятно. Вам какой-то подвал. Ну-ка. Жесть, тут интриги. Луиза... А вот и она, кстати. Наверху, что ли? А где она? Где-то внизу. Блять! Жесть! Он сильный. А вот, кстати, и Луиза, которую отец искал.
Miss Teasdale, are you all right?
How do you know my name? Who are you?
My name is Dr. Reed. I managed to track you down thanks to your
Как
father.
она сюда попала, интересно? Может, ее тут старикашка заманил?
This vampire told me my father was dead.
Или этот вампир?
I'm afraid so, miss. I'm so sorry for your loss. But you are free to go, as your abductor is no more.
I suppose my jailer also killed my father, didn't he?
Thankfully, he did not search your father's corpse, where I found his notes describing where he might find you. You should read them.
I must find my father's body. He deserves a proper burial.
Все.
Goodbye, miss.
С ней никак
You should
не
return.
поговорить больше.
Goodbye, Mr. I can't believe I'm doing this.
Вообще, конечно, плохо, что он жрет так крыс. Это полный отстой. Ну, если я не обращу его, этого мужика, на меня сагрится клуб. А жители плохо отзываются об этом дядечке. Говорят, что он жадный, вонючий бизнесмен. Так, кто это?
Good evening, Miss Price. How are you tonight?
Dr. Reed, I didn't know you had returned from the war. I had a new doctor when you left, but he's not as kind as you.
Always glad to see a former patient in good condition. It's been a long time.
Too long indeed. And as a token of my appreciation, I'll grant you the best price if you fancy buying anything from my humble shop.
What can you tell me about yourself, Miss Price?
I'm still managing my shop. The only difference is, since the quarantine, we're open at night. You, on the contrary, seem to have changed a lot.
Really? Have I changed that much? It must have been the war and the night shifts since my return.
Don't get me wrong, Dr. Reed, you're still handsome. Just maybe a little bit wiser, more serious. It suits you well.
Tell me more about yourself. No new fiancé? I remember you were hoping to get remarried. I'm sure you must have a few suitors.
Who would marry an old bat like myself with a grown daughter and a little business? As you know, I only fancy handsome men.
Вау. Надо это запомнить.
Have you noticed anything in particular in this part of town recently?
Other than you coming back to cheer me up? Nothing at all, Dr. Reed.
May I?
It's always... Dr.
Так.
Reed, I am...
It's locked. Good evening.
You know...
Do you know Aloysius Dawson?
Everybody knows him. He's only been to my shop once, though, looking for rare books and other intriguing antiques.
Did he buy something from you?
No, he left quickly. He almost laughed at my goods. Mr. Dawson may be a rich man, but you can't buy good manners.
But isn't Aloysius Dawson known for his philanthropy?
That was before his brother Robert died in an aeroplane crash. Since then, the remaining twin has turned into a heartless tycoon.
Does your daughter still worry you, Miss Price? I remember you were often concerned about her health when she was younger.
Have you not seen Carol since you returned? She's almost a young woman now, but she'll always remain my sweet little baby.
So you're less afraid?
Some things never change. Carol is still too clumsy for her own good. Sometimes her innocence puts her in real danger.
Why would her innocence put her in danger?
She does not realize how cruel life can be. Maybe I was a bad mother to protect her too much. My poor dear Carol.
You have every reason to be cautious, Miss Price, especially in these difficult times.
Maybe you could talk with her, Dr. Reed. It would be nice to have a man here more often. We would both feel safer.
А ее дочь здесь?
Goodbye for...
I hope you can stay a little longer this time.
Good evening, Miss Price. I'm Dr. Reed. Do you remember?
Действительно
Dr. Reed.
смешная.
Yes, of course. You are the doctor who healed me and my mom. Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Good to see you too, Carol. Are you all right?
Oh, yes. I did not hurt myself recently. I know how to take care of myself now. I'm almost a grown-up.
Какая-то она странная.
Why are you awake at night, Carol?
I am helping my mother in her shop. It's not easy, but I'm a grown-up now.
I'm sure your mother is grateful for your help.
I do the best I can. But I'm so clumsy sometimes. I drop things. I injure myself. It's a good thing my mother has the patience of an angel.
Why is work not easy? Is something or someone bothering you?
Oh no, most people are gentle with me. But I'm so nervous sometimes. I pay no attention and hurt myself. Good thing my mum learned first aid.
What can you tell me of the people living nearby?
I don't speak to many people, except our customers. It's not easy to make friends. And with the epidemic, it's even more difficult.
What can you tell me about the epidemic?
Some of our regular customers have left London. Some others only send their housemaids now. Everybody fears the contagion. I've even seen men with weapons.
Have you no friends at all?
No. Mr. Nithercote used to pass by and was always nice to me.
Does he not come by anymore?
No. Mum said he was weird. Always reciting poetry about a girl. he
Это
met
тот
in
чувак
Whitechapel.
на кладбище?
I wonder who this camellia may be.
Угу.
Do you enjoy working with your mother?
Oh yes, Doctor. My mother raised me alone after my father died. We've always lived together, and she has always watched over me.
Do you remember your father?
No, I was just a baby then. My mother always told me how strong and good he was.
Do you ever think about getting married now you're a woman?
Oh no, Dr. Reed. Mum always says I'm still a child who has no idea how tough life can be. No husband would like a clumsy girl like me.
Have you ever met the famous Aloysius Dawson?
Yes, a very strange man, not very nice.
What do you mean?
He said he was ready to pay good money for rare books, and then laughed at what we showed him.
Goodbye.
I am sorry, I can't help you, sir.
Ну, известно, неизвестно. Какой-то район новый.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. Can I be of assistance?
Dr. Reed? Dr. Reed?
Is there anything wrong?
No, it's just... Your name sounds familiar. And your face. Have we met before?
I think I would remember. So I suppose the answer is no.
That's odd. I'm certain I've already heard of you. My name is Pericles Baker. Does that mean anything to you?
I'm afraid not, sir. But it's a pleasure to meet you anyway.
The pleasure is mine, I guess. I only wish I could remember when it was that we met.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Baker. What are you doing out here in the middle of the night?
We are waiting. Waiting for someone.
And why are you waiting for this person?
Because we need to leave this city. As soon as possible.
Why do you want to leave the city?
I'm not really sure.
Can you tell me anything about this district?
As you like asking questions so much, would you
Может,
allow
то, что
me
они
to ask
искали?
you first?
Please, be my guest.
Do you like this city?
Нет, не знаю, я не знаю. Да.
I know we are not living in the most peaceful of times, but I have learned to appreciate London's complexity.
Yes, me too. This city tests us. It invites us to find ourselves, to discover our true nature scattered throughout its dark streets.
But what if we don't like what we find?
Do we ever know who we are? I wonder sometimes. Or maybe is the journey to find out who we are that changes us.
Господи, какие же все странные.
And what do you do, sir? For a living, that is.
I stopped working when I decided to leave. When I realized what I wanted. Wanted something this city can't provide.
But what were you doing before you took this decision?
Does it really matter anymore? Considering the past seems so pointless to me. I have lived in this city all my life. And now I think it's over.
Tell me more about why you want to leave London, then.
I just don't belong here anymore. I had to convince my brother to leave London because I know we need to find another life out of the city.
Что за брат у него? Сейчас, подожди. Вернусь. Брат там тоже при этом первом прохождении думал, они стебутся надо мной своей херней. Кого вы ждете?
Who are you waiting for? I'm sure he has a name.
I really can't answer that question. Since I don't
Я его
know
не
that person.
знаю.
This
Почему,
person
блядь?
is
Да
mostly my
почему?
brother's I
Потому.
don't even know his real name. Only that this man could help us leave this city once and for all.
А ты
But
что,
why
тоже
would you need
проходишь,
this
что ли?
person's help to leave London anyway?
Well, I thought we should have left this cursed place already, but my brother convinced me to stay a while longer, and here we are.
What can you tell me about Aloysius Dawson?
I've heard this is a man who has searched for his place in the world for a long time. I hope he found it.
Good.
Good evening, sir. May I ask you what you're doing here at this late hour?
Ты
I'm
сказал, что
conducting
забросил.
an investigation about the epidemic in this part of town.
And who are you, sir?
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed from the Pembroke Hospital. May I ask who you are and why all the questions?
I'm Detective Inspector Charles Albright from Scotland Yard. And I don't find your answers convincing. What is a Pembroke doctor doing in the West End at this time of night?
Я работаю на Скалон, у меня нет времени вам отвечать, я здесь сам по себе. Ну,
I work for the Ascalon Club. Here is my permit to go freely about the city.
The Ascalon Club? You should have said so, sir. I must warn you, these streets are dangerous, and you'd better be careful.
что этот врачишка мне сделает?
Do you need...
I'm afraid I may have...
You'll quickly feel better after...
Thank you, Dr. Reed.
Так,
What can you tell me about this district?
I'm the one asking questions, especially when there's a killer on the loose.
какой убийца?
What killer?
I'm not going to discuss that with a civilian, sir.
Haven't I told you about the investigation I'm conducting? Perhaps I could help you.
All right, without giving you too much information, I'll tell you this.
Еще
I'm
какой-то
convinced
убийца
there's a
есть.
homicidal maniac on the loose, using the epidemic to disguise his kills.
And what about the epidemic?
We both know the situation is critical, don't we, Doctor? Colleagues of mine die almost every day.
Why are you investigating at night?
Criminals rarely act in daylight, you know. But since you are also a night worker, have you noticed anything strange which requires police attention?
Ничего необычного. Действия Джеффри
I'd
Маккалума.
like to report a name,
Ну-ка.
Inspector. Jeffrey McCullum. I'm afraid he's some sort of vigilante, trying to recruit an army of angry citizens.
Then I'll write the name down and transmit this intelligence to the appropriate office. Thank you, sir.
Зачем вы здесь на самом
What are
деле?
you really doing here?
I told you. I'm a detective inspector from Scotland Yard, investigating suspicious cases in the
Шерлок
area.
Холмс, блин.
Do you work alone?
Yes, the situation is difficult for the police. Many of us are sick, and since the summer strike, most men apply a work to rule on their patrols.
What about the situation in the East End? Why are there no police there to protect the civilians?
I know, it's a shame, but we just don't have enough men to cover the entire city.
What are you investigating, exactly?
I have a missing woman, possibly abducted a few nights ago. Louise
Луиза?
Teasdale.
Так я ее нашла.
It seems you already found my other missing person, Mr. Tadao Kimura.
Tell me about Louise Teasdale.
She's a waitress. Her father reported her missing. We don't have enough men to search for her, sadly.
Do you have any idea where she could be?
Так я...
No. But I feel she's been abducted. She went to a pub a few nights ago and vanished. I thought about the sewers, but I'm not equipped for such an investigation.
Так я нашла.
Tell me all you know about that homicidal maniac you're looking for.
I'm not even sure there is only one. The wounds are always the same, but the modus operandi varies. Sometimes violent and brutal, sometimes precise and swift.
How could different killers inflict the same wounds?
That's my main problem. If my theory is correct, maybe we're facing a group of individuals sharing the same violent tendencies. Perhaps a sadist cult.
What are you investigating, exactly?
I have a missing woman.
Tell me,
She's a
do you...
No.
Do you know anything in particular about a man called Aloysius Dawson?
Who doesn't know the man? I think he intervened personally to put an end to the police strike of last August.
What else can you tell me about him?
Aloysius Dawson is exactly the kind of powerful and influential man who could commit murder and get away with it, with just one phone call.
What are you...
I have
Tell me,
she's a
do you...
No.
Goodbye.
Spanish. Be hidden killer around here.
Твою мать.
Good evening, sir. I'm...
Yes, please. Would you...
That's all you need to know.
What-
I suppose you're right.
I am Agamemnon Baker.
Who are you waiting for, exactly?
The more I think about it, the more I believe it's not exactly a person we are waiting for.
But what else could it be, then?
I don't know. A feeling? An event? An impulse?
Как они меня бесят!
How?
I'm afraid I'm not following you. What kind of trap are you talking about?
Have you ever felt like life trapped you in a role that does not fit you? That you're not in your-
Задолбали! Такие зануды!
That sort of trap.
Trap? And you think leaving London will free you?
At least it will give us the chance to be free. That's more than our present situation. Hope, Doctor. Hope is what truly...
May I ask what you're doing outside at this hour of night?
I don't know. You should ask my brother instead. It was his idea in the first place.
You must have your own ideas.
From what I have managed to understand, I guess we're supposed to wait here. Waiting for someone to come.
May I ask why you've not gone already, if you're so exasperated by this long wait?
I believe fear is holding us back. My brother would have said it's laziness, but it's just because he's prouder than I am.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
It's the only place I've considered myself happy. Or at least that's what I believe. Unfortunately, it's time to leave.
Why is that?
Because I'm not feeling happy here anymore. Are you?
I still enjoy living in London, no matter how difficult it can be sometimes.
Then I am sincerely happy for you. True happy.
What can you tell me about your brother?
He's older than me, I think. But the important thing is that I really hope I'll die before him. Grief would just kill me, you know?
Is that all?
Pericles is very attached to this city, and without my insistence, he would never leave this place. We don't often agree on anything.
Бля, хочу их загрызть.
What can you tell me about Aloysius Dawson?
You should ask that question to my brother instead. Personally, I've not seen Aloysius for many years.
Goodbye.
Так, что-то там открылось,
Good evening.
походу.
Pericles, tell me why your brother disagrees with your presence here.
Agamemnon is naive sometimes. Although don't consider him a fool, sir. He is often more lucid than me.
At least you both have the same difficulty explaining what you're doing.
Иду туда, куда... Иду
But is
туда,
that
не
not a
знаю
common problem
куда.
for all mortals?
What can you tell me about your brother?
If you are searching for a pleasant chat, you should speak with him instead of wasting your time with me. He's always been the more gentle of us.
That's it? That's all you can tell me about him?
For the time being, true kindness is the most valuable quality, my good sir.
Необходима подсказка.
Goodbye, Mr. Baker.
Войти в особняк. Что тут есть еще кто-нибудь? О. Кроватка, моя кроватка. Расспросить жителей. И чё, я не всех жителей расспросила? Кто тут еще остался? Там кто-то орал. Внизу в склепе. Это церковь. Что такое? Кто это?
It's locked, all right.
Преступное уничтожение знаний вампира по так, смертельно опасным гаданиям и жестоким. Это факт, с которым я не буду спорить. Именно поэтому мы должны понять, как они, кто они, и достичь с ними взаимопонимания. Понимаете, как сказалось в спанке беседа с ним. Вы помните, как каждое тщательно подобных слов вампира защищало нас? Как его речь назвали окном в прошлое, которым у нас остались лишь... сколько недель назад его убили охотники Ватикана. С ним исчезла сокровищница знания об истоках нашей цивилизации. Это, возможно, столь же чудовищно представление, как и убийство невинного человека вампиром. Так. Это он?
Jonathan Reed. At last we meet.
Какой-то колдун.
Cards warned me you would visit tonight.
I beg your pardon, sir. Do I know you?
Of course you do. Our mutual friend, Dr. Swansea, can't speak highly enough of you.
Ну,
My
в одном
name is Usher.
сообществе, что ли?
Usher Talltree,
You are the leader of the Brotherhood, are you not?
primate of the Brotherhood of St. Paul's
Нихуя.
Skull, to be precise. I'm really glad we met tonight. I love it when the cards
Может,
tell
стоит...
me a truth.
The
Вот я с ним
cards
сейчас
told you to
поговорю,
expect.
может быть, мне
Yes, they
стоит
tell
к
me
доктору
everything.
Сноуси сгонять.
Told me that you struggle
Узнать о
hard
нем
not to take too
что-нибудь.
many lives.
What can you tell me about the neighborhood?
I really don't know. I don't often go outside. And when I do, it's usually to quite distant destinations.
So you see nothing in the stars for me? You're a poor fortune teller then.
Oh, I can tell you many things, but they will only concern you, not the city. For example, I know that you offered your sister the final rest she asked for.
Do the cards speak of my Mary?
No. It's the burning aura of guilt that precedes you everywhere you go.
Read my fortune then.
You have been chosen, Jonathan. I see on you the mark of a strong being, so powerful it needn't even reveal its strength.
Tell me about yourself. What do you do here, besides turning cards in the middle of the night?
I'm for most a charlatan. For a few, I'm a vampire. And for you, I'm the primate of St. Paul's Stole.
Some believe you to be a vampire. Who?
The Guard of Priwen, who else? For a time, they sent spies to observe my activities, and they even broke into my home to gather proof.
Did they steal anything from you?
A personal notebook they quickly took to their headquarters. All they had to do is to look at me. I'm aging. What better and definite proof that I'm not an immortal?
Do you want your notebook back?
If you ever find it, I'd be glad to have it back, of course. I do ask one thing, though. Do not read it, Jonathan. Some secrets are not meant to be revealed, even to immortals.
For how long have you been a primate?
It was 15 years last year.
Тайное
What do you make of
знание
Dr.
у
Swansea?
вампиров.
Edgar is a brilliant and dedicated man. A man of his time, sometimes a little muddled, but always looking for new paths and new concepts.
Can you read the cards for me?
Are you sure you want to know what they will reveal?
Yes, I am.
It will cost you 150 shillings.
Here is the money.
The mother, a suffering soul, ashamed of her silence, terrified to raise her voice, a son to be killed.
Can you read the...
Put the money on the
Ну-ка.
table then.
Here.
Love, pure and unseen.
Какие-то факты, что ли, новые? Вау!
How do you measure the amount of blood on my hands?
I told you. The cards always tell the truth. Well, most of the time.
Is it possible to tell me my future?
A vampire's fate is much more delicate to read, Doctor. But I can try.
I would rather not know. How do you...
I told
Is it possible... All right.
The walls of your prison have already been raised, Jonathan. But that you will freely accept to be locked inside, full of hope for a better day.
May I ask you about the Brotherhood?
Of course, but I must warn you that there are some subjects we consider taboo, in spite of our fondness and acceptance of your kind.
I know there is no love lost between the Guard of Priwen and the Brotherhood. What caused this rift?
It was 1801. The Brotherhood was stronger then, a strength that made them hungry for ever greater power. An argument divided them, and the wound never healed.
What was the nature of the disagreement?
The problem was that both sides considered themselves the legitimate heirs of the original Brotherhood. We divide up the books, the relics, not always fairly or with consideration.
Who founded the Brotherhood?
That's precisely the kind of question I cannot answer. It is delicate and may reveal some of our secret traditions.
So you're not just a club of academics and scholars?
Once upon a time, very long ago, the Brotherhood did more than simply study
Да, может,
the
его
vampires.
убить?
They took actions to eliminate the more ferocious and corrupted.
А что если?
How did you learn
Я не могу
about
его
Mary?
убить.
And spare me the hocus-pocus parlor tricks. The truth, now!
Swansea told me. Don't look at me like that. His task is to observe and
Swansea.
gather information about vampires. He had to tell me about Mary.
Она не заслужила такой судьбы. Я не смог убедить ее. Это была уже не моя сестра.
Mary did not deserve her fate. She had already suffered enough during her life. And yet the pain and the suffering went on after her death.
Suffering is part of the immortal condition. Some prefer to lose their minds rather than face the simple truth. Pain will never stop.
Может, еще погадать?
Can you read?
Put the money.
Here,
The sorceress, a heart-shaped trap built to entangle a loved one. Mirrors on every wall to see her own reflection constantly.
can you read the?
Put the money on the table then, Jonathan.
Here,
The out.
Чё? Чё он сказал?
can you read?
Put the money on the...
Here is the money.
The glutton. A man who just eats life as a cake. A
Egoist.
righteous ego, surprised to fall in love.
Is there anything you could tell me about Aloysius Dawson?
Aloysius Dawson. Yes, of course. We met on several occasions. With time, he got deeper and deeper into the occult.
He's not the only one. It's been quite the fashion for several decades. The Golden Dawn, for instance, is just
Я
one
что,
example.
зря эти шиллинги собирала?
Aloysius was a member of the Golden Dawn until 1900. Then his thirst for dark knowledge grew. I'm talking forbidden texts, readings which blackened his heart.
Goodbye, sir.
I rarely want Red River, the song in the dark, the whispers of a sun.
Ну он жестокий, короче, этот старикашка, я так понимаю. Что такое? Головоломка? Так, может тут есть какая-то...
Cards never lie.
А что если его убить и по-любому есть какая-то хрень с этой головоломкой? Типа, может как-то по порядку ее? Его точнее нажимать. Ну, по-любому что-то, блядь, откроется. Ну-ка.
I cannot enter. It's locked. It's locked, all right.
Good evening.
You know you can.
Tell me, Carolyn, do you often wound or hurt your daughter by mistake?
No. I always thought it was Carol's clumsiness that caused these incidents. Maybe it's a family trait, Doctor.
You really believe it's just bad luck and being clumsy then?
Of course, Doctor. What else could it be? I have nothing to hide.
You are responsible for your daughter's many injuries and scars, Carolyn. You brutalize her, don't you?
How could I abuse my own flesh
Не
and
надо.
blood? This is nonsense. It would be like hurting myself.
You really believe you've done nothing wrong, don't you?
How long has this been going on for? I should have seen it when you were my patients.
See what? Child abuse? Are you mad, Dr. Reed? I dedicated my whole life to my precious Carol. She is a part of me.
Yes. Even her name is just a part of yours. This is a terrible tragedy. Something of an unknown disorder. My God.
Она реально ее мучает?
Abuse that comes from
Абьюзит?
overwhelming love.
I can't believe what I'm hearing. How...
Speak to me, Carolyn. Why do you behave like this? How does it make you feel to hurt Carol before cajoling her?
I don't know. It makes me feel good to take care of my daughter. I need to feel useful. No one ever takes care of me. I need someone to take care of me.
Do you realize Carol is a person? Not a toy, not a doll. The poor girl would put her hand in a flame to please you. You are both trapped in this toxic relationship.
Carol and I are perfectly happy. Leave us be. How stupid I was to believe you could be a suitable husband.
Нихуя. Блядь, что ответить? Вы опасны для Кэрол, вы тоже жертва. Вы же так ее убьете.
You're a threat to Carol, and no child should feel unsafe in the presence of their parents.
No, Dr. Reed. You are the threat. You are threatening to separate a mother from her only daughter, from the meaning of her life.
Carol's gratitude is exemplary. She seems determined never to leave you.
I'm taking care of my daughter as well as I can. It's not always easy, but she's the best gift life gave me.
But she'll probably leave you someday to live her own life.
Блядь, абьюзят все.
Will that be difficult for you?
Why would she leave? Children sometimes stay with their parents until the end, for they know no one else will love them as much.
Goodbye.
Все?
Good evening, young lady.
My mother always prefers when people simply call me Carol.
Is it true you often hurt yourself, Carol?
Yes, it's true. I try to behave, I really do. But one way or another, I always end up injured or wounded. I'm so stupid.
Why would you be stupid?
It's like I can't help getting under my mother's feet. That's how I end up being pushed, cut, or burned. You see, I'm a stupid girl, really.
When exactly do these accidents happen?
Ever since I was little. That's why I need to stay with Mum. I'm not capable of taking care of myself.
Ну, она вроде бы большая, ну, типа взрослая, но выглядит как, не знаю, одета как какой-то ребенок.
You need need to understand you are in danger, Carol. Your mother is responsible for all your injuries.
That's a lie. She has always taken good care of me. She only gets irritated when I get under her feet. It's my fault. My mum loves me so much.
Yes, Carol. Your mother believes she loves you as much as you're convinced she loves you. But you are both trapped in a toxic relationship that puts you in danger.
What are you saying? That she lied to me all these years? That she wants me to be miserable? My mother has dedicated her life to my safety.
Your mother is terribly sick, Carol. She suffers from one of the most sadistic attitudes I've ever encountered, and tortures you with a twisted sense of love.
No, my mum loves me and only wants the best for me. It's my fault if I can never do anything right. She deserved a better girl than me.
Чё, всё?
Goodbye.
Good morning. Good evening, sir.
Dr. Reed, I am.
Good evening.
You know you can.
Goodbye.
И чё?
I hope you can stay a little longer.
Мамашу, может быть, укусить? Ну и чё? Всё? Может, полицейскому рассказать?
What are you...
I have a...
Tell me...
She's a waitress.
Do you have...
No.
Goodbye.
Нет, пофигу.
Goodbye, Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Ну, типа, не знаю. Куда тут идти-то? Хай, привет. Церковь?
It's locked, all right.
Дом Алози Доусона. Где-то по канализации. Через убежище. Подземное? Нет, красная дверь. Блин, сейчас бы пошла. И долго бы там гоняла. Да по чутью, наверное, надо смотреть. Что долго?
Murders to investigate them all, but they will not be forgotten.
Блин, может поспать. Увеличивает запас крови. Когти. Блять, все заболели, походу. Может, я что-то о нем новое узнаю? Ну, не факт, конечно. Блять. Да что такое маленькое оглушение? Это вообще какой-то пиздец. Грёбаные еретики. Кучу всяких херовин прокачала. Это он? Это тот дом. Да это там ничего не прокачано. Пи-пи-пиу, пи-пи-пиу. Что сейчас будет? Чё?
Dawson's mansion. Here I am at last. But the question remains. Am I ready to make a dying man my project?
Короче, я отказываюсь. Но мне дадут звездюлей в Аскалоне. Я так думаю. Что, сюда? Поговорить с Алозием Доусоном.
Finally, you're here, Dr. Reed. What took you so long?
I had to pass several of your barricades and outposts to access your mansion, sir.
Death, pestilence surround us, and time is against me.
I see you've gathered some of the most expensive, albeit experimental, blood transfusion equipment available. All this could be so useful in a hospital.
Yes, yes. Since Lord Redgrave sent me a doctor to perform my conversion, I thought you might find some of these devices useful.
Most thoughtful. But tonight I'm not here as a physician.
But I feel reassured that a specialist such as yourself would help me to escape the Reaper.
Very well. But before I proceed, I have a few questions for you.
Жадный
If you
старикашка.
must, but be quick, for I don't have much time left in this life.
First of all, I need to be sure that you know exactly what is going to happen to you, sir.
I can assure you I'm as informed as any man can be. I have planned for this moment, Dr. Reed.
Да я
Planned
думаю, что
very
ему,
carefully.
типа, просто нужна вечная молодость, чтобы была власть над деньгами. Вы можете подождать немного, верьте мне.
I'm the only vampire in the room for now, so please indulge me.
All right, all right. What is it you wish to ask?
Вы станете моим потомком.
I will become your maker. Do you understand what that means?
Well, I certainly won't consider you my liege or some such drivel. You can be assured of
Он, блядь,
that.
так думает, что... Ой, типа, перед ним такой вампир. Вот, короче, даже, ну, какой-то странный вампир вот возьмет меня, обратит, и все. Ну и подумаешь, у меня все равно будет власть, я не буду ему подчиняться.
You'll need to feed on warm blood. Blood from mortals. How do you feel about that?
I'm rich, Dr. Reed, and powerful. I'm sure I'll be able to acquire all the blood I need without ever having to sully my own hands.
What do you know about the Guard of Priwen?
What I do know is that I'll crush anyone or anything that would dare to oppose me.
Но это довольно-таки влиятельный человек. Был членом Герметического ордена «Золотая заря» до 1900 года. Ну, такой жадный, богатенький старикашка.
Let's move on then.
Please, I'm cold and tired. I feel my life waning with every moment.
But first, before you embrace immortality, what would you do with such a gift?
That's a rather impertinent question, Dr. Reed. And I will do as I
Нихуя.
please.
Answer me all the same. What will your first action be as an immortal?
To save London, I will finance the most efficient quarantine ever seen. I will build a wall that will separate the sick boroughs from the healthy ones.
Who gave you the right to decide the fate of thousands of people?
My money. My money and my pending immortality gives me the needed authority, Doctor. I'm a businessman. I'm used to tough decisions.
You really plan to build a quarantine wall across London?
Yes, it will be tall and strong, separating the wheat from the chaff.
By doing so, you will also create two separate prisons.
Come, sir. An eminent doctor like yourself knows that such radical measures have proved efficient in the past.
Let me guess. You mean to isolate the rich from the poor?
This is a desperate measure for desperate times. England must prevail, Doctor, no matter the cost.
Quarantine is not a bad idea, medically speaking. But I'm convinced this epidemic will not be contained by mere walls.
As long as the right people are on the right side of the wall,
А
that's
в
all
чем?
that matters.
Блин, у него, если есть деньги, почему он не помогает больницам?
But you can't guarantee infection will not
Почему он
spread.
именно вот только о себе,
Just
короче,
one
думает, не знаю.
contagious carrier would be enough to create an apocalypse.
The apocalypse is already knocking at the gate. We must be strong now.
Строите огромную
What if
ловушку.
a new outbreak happens inside your walls? You'll have created a giant trap.
That won't happen. As long as we dispose of anyone that is contaminated as soon as
Ну
they
да.
are spotted.
I've heard enough. It's time to proceed.
At last. All right, do what you have to do. If it hurts, so be it. I've been preparing such a long time for this.
А что значит загипнотизировать, забудете о страхе смерти? Это обратить означает? А что значит загипнотизировать? Типа, я вас убью. Ну, блядь, убить. Ну, загипнотизирован что-то забудет? Нет. А он его обратит вампиром? Если загипнотизируют. Блять, убить, может, его? Забудьте о страхе смерти. А, может быть, типа он умрет своей смертью и не будет бояться? Ну, просто гипноз ему хуйнет и такой, ой, успокоится и все. Но это... Он его не убьет, он просто забудет. Короче... Не будет ебать никому мозги с этим.
You don't understand. Death is oblivion, the eternal void. I know there's nothing there.
И умрет своей смертью.
I saw myself in that coffin.
Death is painful for those who remain, not for those who have passed. All that occult gibberish you filled your head with has made you forget this simple truth.
No! Death will not claim me. I have the power and the money. I've acquired the arcane knowledge needed. I believe there is magic, there are dark forces. You will provide me my extension.
Your ignorance makes you a fool. You have no idea. Look at me. Hunted like a beast, my family lost, cursed. I have not escaped death, I have become it.
Ну, блять, а что делать там всему району пизда? Всем.
I have money, lots of money.
Money won't ease your mind. I know you used to be a good and generous man. So I offer you the gift of peace, Aloysius.
Ну, было бы даже интересно убить его нахуй, например. Что бы было?
I accept your offer. And I understand. No more fear, I will die a man of dignity. And a man at peace.
Что? Что?
It's locked.
Закрыто. Блять. Либо как-то сделать, типа, то, что ни рыба, ни мясо. Ну, а если бы я его убила, все равно бы район пострадал. Наверное, да. Ни хрена у него дом здоровый. Может, что-то надо было порыться здесь, найти какие-то записи, прежде чем идти к нему. Какие-то доказательства. По-любому они здесь были. Может, где его кабинет? Там? Что-то какой-то стол.
It's locked, all right. It's locked.
Я хочу его убить. Он сдох. Там. Тут подсказка на копа где-то на 2-м этаже. Ну, в сейфе, наверное, где? Наверное, тут.
It's locked, all right. It's locked.
Сколько сейфов здесь. Мимо пробежала. Блять, кто там стоит? Лорд Редгрейв. Бля, он уже здесь. Мимо пробежала. Газета на скамейке. Вот она. Что он присутствовал на месте преступления, было, но тем не менее его приговорили к смертной казни по Скотланд-Ярд отказался присматривать это дело, несмотря на то, что события, которое привело к смерти мисс Спэроу, Чарльз Албрайт, производившийся по поручению Скотланд, отказался ответить на наши вопросы, однако 3 недели назад его понизили в должность без специального объяснения причин. Какой странный способ наградить сотрудника за расследованием.
Reduced in rank for falsely accusing a man of murder. I wonder what Inspector Albright thinks about his punishment.
Так, ща меня отпиздят, походу. Так.
Is it done, Dr. Reed? Is Aloysius Dawson reborn as expected?
I'm afraid Mr. Dawson finally chose to embrace life and death as a mortal.
What do you mean?
He has overcome his fear of dying. I let him rest and wait for death to come.
What? This is unacceptable. Go back there and make him the powerful Ekon he's destined to be.
No, Lord Redgrave. As a doctor and as an immortal, I can't. If you wish to make him your progeny, then proceed on your own.
This is an outrage beyond words. This is betrayal, pure and simple. I should kill you on the spot. You swore on William Marshall's blood.
Well, get rid of me then.
From now on, you're an outcast. Banished.
Да ёб твою мать!
You are forbidden to ever appear in front of us again. Ascalon
Да они
will
уже
smite you
меня,
on sight.
они уже у меня
Your
убивают.
heart will be thrown to the rats.
На
I'll
улицах.
leave you then. Have fun with your puppets and shadow plays, Lord Redgrave.
Yes, go, traitor, and take that awful creature, that counterfeit of a woman I saw waiting for you, and be gone.
Отмечай, погибнешь.
Step away, traitor. Return to your dubious
Ну
friends
всё.
and your decrepit hop-
Они уже хотели меня убить на улицах. Алло, чего у меня они там, блин, нападали своими саблями? Чё за хрень? Мне что-то хочется переиграть, посмотреть, что там будет. Что она тут делает?
We meet again at the strangest of times, young Ekon. So do you serve the Earl of Bristol now?
Old Bridget, what are you doing here?
Your friend, the wise Ekon. She sent me to warn you.
Did anyone see you? It's a long way from the dock sewers, and hunters are patrolling the streets here.
Who said I took the streets? How do you think I survived for centuries in this city without ever being seen? I know all her secrets.
How did you meet Lady Ashbury?
She came to us in the sewers in search of answers. Just as you did.
What kind of answers did you give her?
I knew nothing of your maker, but we talked. We talked a lot. Her words and ideas are captivating. It is no surprise that you like her. I like her too.
Она что-то рассказала ей о Аскалоне.
Lady Ashbury in the sewers? Now that's a sight I wish I'd seen.
She said she was your friend, and that she sought the identity of your maker. So I answered her questions.
Lady Ashbury? You know her? Tell me what's going on.
The lady approached me but a few nights ago. wanting to meet the sewer skulls. Once she questioned Harriet Jones. She agreed to help us.
Harriet Jones is still with you then? How is she doing?
Harriet remains angry, but is recovering slowly. Her mind is twisted, but at least her body is healing.
Tell me what is going on.
The lady asked us to keep an eye on your mortal doctor friend while you were away. We spotted the hunters. They were discussing plans to attack tonight.
Wait, slow down.
I'm listening, but
Where is Lady Ashbury right now?
She said she will go home. She needed to speak with some old friends first, though. Do not worry, young Ekon. She is no fool, and just as strong.
Why do I feel like Lord Redgrave was particularly irritated to see you? Far more so than the average Skull, if I may say.
Because I used to know him quite well. And he is afraid I may remember who he really is.
You're Elizabeth's informant. You're the one who told her about Lord Redgrave's lies regarding his lineage.
Yes, but my words were not meant to hurt or threaten. I simply told the story of the sewer skulls and of so many other forgotten children.
How did Elizabeth find you?
She presented herself humbly at our gate and asked if we knew of any ancestral vampires hiding in London. She asked about Ascalon. She asked about many things.
What do you think of her?
Her soul is good, yet tainted with a deep sadness and the scars of ancient wounds. Time does that to us immortals, for we have so much to dwell upon.
Why did she come to you?
I am old Bridget, the buried memory of the city. She sought the silent truths, truths I have kept hidden for so long.
No time to lose then. I must go there right away.
Долго они меня будут за нос водить?
Have you a message for the lady? Should I see her before you?
Передай, что я ее люблю. Передай, что нам нужно поговорить. Передай, что я беспокоюсь за нее. Нам нужно поговорить.
In the end, is this not what we all need? Go now and take care, young Ekon, for the flames are rising. It's been such a long time since I came to this part of town.
Добраться до Пембургской больницы. Ну все. Что сейчас будет, непонятно. Есть ли смысл тут опять с кем-то разговаривать? Я не знаю. О.
Dr. Reed, still conducting your...
Is it true you were dropped in rank? Tell me about it.
Yes, it is. I made a terrible mistake. I deserved it. Sometimes I think I should have resigned.
So why are you still working here?
Because I'm a damn fine copper. I just don't want to have someone innocent hung again by mistake because of me.
Смертную казнь следует просить. Смертную казнь. Правда, смертная казнь неэффективна.
The death penalty is a great shame.
I agree. I'm convinced all civilized nations should abolish the death penalty. Maybe after the war, once that bloodshed is over, the survivors will change that.
Why do you think there shouldn't be a death penalty?
I believe no one should decide to take a man's life. Not a nation or a government.
Are you a pacifist, Inspector?
No, sir. But I believe in divine justice. Only God has the right to decide who will live and who must die.
Опять они какие-то суеверные.
What are you investigating exactly? Well, my 2 missing persons cases have been solved by you, it seems. Are you just that lucky? Or do you know something I don't?
I was lucky enough to find them both while conducting my investigation in this part of town.
Why do I still have the feeling that you're hiding something? What about the abductor? Was it the same person?
I don't think so. You had better interview Miss Teasdale and Mr. Kimura on that matter. All I did was to lead them safely home. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
И чё? Меня сейчас будут пытаться остановить, наверное. Ой, сейчас взорвется, нет? Да. Блять. Ты как гнильцы в Ведьмаке. Трэш. Так. Тут появился какой-то новый факт об этом мужичке.
Good evening, Doctor.
Calhoun, tell me about your relationship with Doris Fletcher.
Oh, Doris. Cold fire and burning ice trapped in a perfect body. Our passion was as intense as it was brief. What an actress.
How did you meet her?
On a boat to France before the war. She was thinking about a career in Paris, and I was eager to try French gastronomy. We both returned disappointed.
I expect you've seen her on stage, too.
She really is the best actress of her generation. Such frailty and such strength at the same time. I hope she'll play again soon. She's been away for too long.
You sound surprisingly sad. Have you regrets?
I think of her as a divine dish. I'm glad I was able to taste it, but I regret I could only get a bite of her mystery.
You really loved her, then?
She fascinated me, Dr. Reed. I can't imagine what she must have endured through her life to reach such a level of emotion and sensibility.
Good.
Какой-то еще был факт о ней. Переутомление.
Do you need...
You would...
Don't worry. There is no...
I cannot imagine the pain.
Goodbye, Mr. Russell. I'm sure... Good evening, Miss...
And she's been quite busy.
Так, ладно. Пока что здесь остановлюсь.